Hey Cornerstone, it's Pastor Bryan here for your midweek update, and this is another important one. We're going to talk about the entire month of June in our church services. So as many of you guys know, we were given the okay to go ahead and start meeting in this building right here and doing church here. So what CJ, an elder, and I did today is we went through and we tried to figure out how many people we could get in this room right here. And when we realized it wasn't enough, we decided to go over to the fellowship hall and see how many people could we get over there if we had people in here during the service and then streamed it to the next room over as well. And what we found is that in this room, with family seating and strategic chair arrangement, we could get 35 people, and that's it. And with that configuration, not all the seats would even be able to be used because we don't know who's showing up with who. And so then we added the room next to us here, and we still were not able to get enough people to stick to 2 services. So if we were to meet here with the current restrictions, we would have to have 3 services and then split each of those services up into 2 different groups. And that is a very divided church service. So what we've decided to do, because of what we think is best for Cornerstone meeting, is to go down to City Hall and get our permits and meet at the park for the rest of June. So for the rest of June, we're going to be at Howard Park, 9 a.m., 1 service, doing church out there, and we hope you can join us. But let's head out there and we'll take a look at Howard Park. All right, so this is it. This is where we'll be doing church for the entire month of June. A couple things that we wanted to point out. Last week, you guys did a great job of the 6 feet social distancing. We need to follow these guidelines so that we can have church in this public place here, and so that's what we're gonna do. You guys did a great job, and we just asked that for the month of June. We continue that. If you see a cone on the ground, chances are that's there so that you can put your chair on top of that and not worry that you're within 6 feet of anybody else. So where there are no cones and we just have to on our own decide what 6 feet is, if you have to, just go 7 feet, what you think 7 feet is, and set your chairs up. If you're a family, say a 3, 4, or 5, your family can sit together. And so what we would ask is that you find an area 6 feet away from the next closest person, go ahead and set up your seating there, and you can sit right together with your household there. Also, just like our last video, we're not gonna be doing high five, hugs, and holy kisses. We're going to somehow keep that 6 feet social distancing and still be able to say hi and worship together, glorify God together as one service out here at 9 o'clock. This coming week is the first Sunday of the month, which is communion. Now there's some restrictions around that also, so what we would ask is that you bring your own stuff for communion. That would be grape juice and some sort of cracker as we symbolize the blood and body of Christ. If you happen to show up and you don't have any, we will have some pre-packaged ones that have been appropriately packaged, but we would recommend that you bring your own because we don't have enough for everybody. If you have a mask, go ahead and feel free to bring that mask. You do not need a mask to attend this service. We just have some here for those who maybe wanted it and maybe forgot it. Also, there will be hand sanitizer. Right now, we are not able to get the bathrooms in Evelyn Bishop Hall open like we normally do, so keep that in mind when you show up to maybe utilize those facilities before you come. I will tell you though that we are working on a way of trying to get a porta potty out here for those emergency situations. So we're going to try to have that done by this Sunday, but we can't make any promises quite yet for that. Also, it is 9 o'clock, and so it shouldn't be too hot, but we do encourage you, if you can, bring your own water or something like that. You can stay in your vehicle and listen to the service from there. If you come into this area, bring a camp chair and set your chair up 6 feet from other people. If you're part of a household, just keep that household 6 feet from other people. We will also have sanitized chairs here for you if you forget your chair, but they are plastic and kind of uncomfortable, so you may want to bring your own. I know that some of us disagree with the 6 foot social distancing. What I'd ask while you're at church with us is just have a little bit of compassion and also be a team player and go ahead and observe those 6 foot social distancing rules for us so that we can continue to stay in Howard Park in this public place and worship God together as one big service and not be split up into 5 different units as we worship in our building. I also wanted to mention that this will be the end of our weekly updates, in the sense that they'll just turn into updates. We probably won't do them weekly, because for the next month we're going to be here, and that's the way it's going to be. If anything changes where there's some restrictions lifted that will allow us to get more of the body, the local body of Cornerstone, together in single services, we will do update and move us to the building as soon as we can. But for now, it looks like for the month of June, this is where we'll be. And also just a reminder that the reason we came out here and are not in the building is not because we're not allowed to be in the building, but the restrictions for us being in the building are set up in such a way where we would have to have 3 services, and each of those services split up into 2. And so that's essentially 6 groups coming together. And the elders, as we've discussed this and prayed about this, believe that what is better for Cornerstone is to, in this time, take the opportunity that allows us to meet all together and still meet in the park. So again, that is why we're in the park, because we are choosing to be in the park, because right now with the restrictions, we'd rather have the body all together as much as possible than go into the building and then be split up into 6 different groups over the course of the day there. So I hope that makes sense. All right, so this coming Sunday and for the rest of the Sundays in June, 1 service, 9 a.m. right here at Howard Park. We'd love to have you. It is completely a county approved service, so we're really looking forward to it. If you guys have any questions, as always, contact cj@cornerstoneione.org and we will answer any questions you have. All right, we love you and care about you, and we'll see you guys this Sunday.